Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ryan. I'm the Kryptonian Collector, and once again, I am back. One day after posting my most recent preview video, about the Superman on Throne from Prime One Studios, as well as going over a few other pieces that I felt were very interesting to myself and some friends. Here I am again on the Sideshow Collectibles website, and guess what they just released in Hong Kong at Hot Toys. So we're just going to take a quick look here. Obviously, we're on their starter page. I'm not signed into my account. I want to put this out there. I have already ordered this figure for myself, but I wanted to give you guys my thoughts and just show you that it is indeed out. I think I put a tweet out on X late last night, when I some reason woke up, that the Superman and Krypto 1/6 scale figure from Hot Toys was out. And here it is, advertised right on their front page. Still, shout out to this figure. Love that figure. Love that Superman. Definitely a great one. I do have a review actually on another Superman figure that has just been sitting around for a while, and I do have to finish that one off. So keep tuned for that. I believe it's the, oh my, I can't remember the figure name, but it is the Superman, and it's from another company. But today we are talking about the new Superman and his buddy Krypto from the new Superman movie coming out in... today is the 3rd, so it's coming out in 1 week. In 1 week, I will be seeing the movie. I have my ticket for opening day, but anyways, let's get into this. So Superman and Krypto, you can see the price in Canadian dollars right here. So first up, $440. They do have the payment plans. You go down and it has all the info. But first, we're going to take a look at the photos. And honestly, I do have a couple gripes with the figure right now. But again, these are just the initial photos. And I find from the initial photos on Sideshow or Hot Toys, they really don't do justice to most of their figures. Either they're better than the photos or they're a little underwhelming. So... this really is just the preliminary thing, and I think that they must watch YouTube, social media, and reactions to their figures, and hopefully they try to fix little aspects, but that's to be seen. So here you can see little Krypto based on James Gunn's dog, and we've got David Cornsweat's Superman. So let's see here. I don't know if I can actually bring that one up anymore. It will just have to be this way. So here we can see... no, won't let me bring them up bigger. Start. There we go. Okay, I get it. So here we can see it's 12.7 inches. And you get the extra face sculpts. It's just kind of showing everything that's coming with the figure. The multiple hand sculpts, the base, which honestly, preliminarily, I really like. The wired cape, and just some other pieces of the figure. And so here we go. This is a really good pose for Superman. I think most people will probably put him on a flight stand. I don't see the little couplers, so we're going to take a look in depth on that and just see how he's suspended. Honestly, I'm not quite sure unless there's something on the back. So first up is Krypto. Now, I have to say, Hot Toys, I like the fact that you gave him a cape. It looks posable. Very good. But I bought a third-party Superboy figure from the Titans TV series that has his Krypto, and that one looks as good, if not better, than the one made by the actual licensed company. You guys really do have to up your game on this one. This is definitely a bigger film, and you are a bigger company. Hot Toys must be able to improve on this. So this was actually the biggest gripe I had. I'm not a big fan of seeing Krypto in the movie, but it'll be interesting to see how they use him. Obviously, he is a Superman character, so I can see why he's in the film. But to me, this figure, the add-on figure, I know it's just an add-on, but do a little more detail and a little more paint work on it, maybe. Not just a completely white Krypto. Do some different, some sculpting on that puppy face. Make him look a little more true to the film. Maybe even give him an extra head sculpt. Just make it posable like the figure. Because we don't want Superman freaking out and Krypto just having this static face. All right, moving on. And this one, like, David Cornsweat's face looks amazing in this. It looks a lot like him. I think it needs a little tweak, and I'm sure they will. It looks a lot like him, but I still don't 100% see it, but it's very close. And I'm really liking the skin tone on this image right here. You can definitely see like the paintwork and everything is looking very good. The suit looks like it's working out pretty well up here. And honestly, the big issue I'm having we'll go over a little bit later with this figure, but for now, the head sculpt looks decent, and I think they can only improve. And here we go again, just another shot, and you can see Superman's face is just like this. But if he was freaking out and Krypto was like this, it wouldn't really match the kind of scene you may want to make in your collection. So I think a little extra would go well here. And moving on. Nice action sequence coming out. That's another really good pose, and obviously the posable cape. And again, posable. Krypto just walking. Superman walking up. Not a big difference. And this is a pretty good action sequence. Again, you see the wiring and the cape. Now, here's my problem with the cape. The capes on Superman figures, including the Henry Cavill ones, were very cheaply done. So I'm assuming they're going to add another cape in, or it's already on there. I didn't really read too much into the cape, which I really should have. But I'm assuming there's going to be a drape cape and a wired cape. If it's only a wired cape, that's a real loss. Because if you just want it in a draping motion, it's just not going to work out that well. So we're just kind of taking a look at it here. I mean, Krypto's still pretty static. Superman's action pose, like, I think I've seen Henry Cavill's figure in this pose before, but you can definitely see here the cape's all wired up. So I think that's going to be really good for those who want to pose it in a certain way. But if you just want it draped, which I'm a big fan of the draping cape right now because I don't really have a ton of action sequences, but it might be nice to have another cape. And once again, this is just iconic. This is right from a Superman cover. I've seen this pose before. I think it's Action Comics 1000 maybe. Moving on. Again, you can kind of see here where it's going to connect to the figure. Have they finally figured out that you have to connect it inside the piece and not on the outside, ruining the suit? It really looks that way to me. Okay, and here we are. That's just a more up close and personal view. I'm going to go on. And here we are again. Just another pose of him going up. Again, I'm still not seeing a drape cape. I have real worries about the elbows and how they're going to be affected by long-term bending, the knees as well. All things that anyone who's owned Hot Toys with these kinds of suits have experienced before. But I'm really liking the Kryptonian ice and everything here. I'm actually the underwear on the outside of the suit are growing on me. You'll hear all this on my movie review when I've seen the movie and really see it in action, because honestly, I think Henry Cavill's Superman suit from Batman v Superman, the colored one, is my favorite Superman suit. I have to say it outright. It's there's so many little Easter eggs in it, and it just shines. And honestly, I think that suit was perfect almost, and I've got the closest perfect suit for that uh, suit figure for that suit, and I'm still kind of jury's still out on this one, so I will have more thoughts once I've seen the film. But again, we have that um, posed cape, the Superman pose, of course. So if you want to do the Superman pose, looks like it's going to do that. But it does look like there's a pretty nasty seam right here that you can see. Hopefully, or no, that's not the seam. That's actually just the edge of the figure. I'm very glad to see that. Um, as I described this, I'm a little farther away from my screen, so it did look a little bit off. Um, but yeah, it looks decent. I still think the suit looks a little bulky on him, and it's not supposed to have any muscle suits, so we will see. Wired cape again, so obviously I think we're only getting a wired cape again, and him landing. I mean, it's really hard to go on about other poses right now. It's really just how you want to pose him landing or flying up, and the base is what I'd like to see. I'd like to see how the base is clipping in. It looks like there is a peg at the top that you can just clip into his back, and I'm assuming that you can open the back of his suit so that you can clip that in, which Hot Toys 100% upgrade. That is exactly what we needed. But again, the waving cape, and Krypto has a little stand here as well, which is kind of cool. But again, I don't even know if that's posable, to be honest. There we go. It's got the separate rolling eyes, which is hopefully going to be standard for all figures now. If you want them looking up to the sides, I mean, there's so many. It introduces another level of posability and making a scene in your display look way more realistic than it would have if you had him just staring forward when he's supposed to be looking up. Okay, and newly developed body with enhanced articulation. So it looks like it's got the double joint here. Actually, that looks really good for the knee bending. It's not super noticeable right here. I know before you'd see two bulges and then the knee, so I think it may still be somewhat on that, but it looks like they've developed it a little bit more maybe, and hopefully it's a little less noticeable. But here again, you can see that stand. So I'm still interested to see what this will be. And wired capes. So yes, they both have wired capes. His is not a sculpted one. Superman's is wired. And I'm assuming since it says wired capes, he only comes with the one. Maybe Jackson Zhu will come up with a non-wired or just drape cape. But honestly, I've modified some of my Hot Toys figures before, and I'm not that comfortable with doing it all that much. But yeah, diorama figure base with a 3 display style magnetic function. So it looks like right here it's going through the cape. So I think there's a magnet in his back, and that this just pinches on it. And I think they must have one right in here as well to hold his foot. So gone are the days of the figure just absolutely falling over time, or if the knee maybe gives way, because I know my Man of Steel Superman figure has been through so many poses now that it's a real challenge to get him to stand. So this could help anyone else just pose him the way they want on the base, or just gives you more options. My only concern now is what will this do to the cape over time? Will it leave an imprint? Will it damage the cape in any way? I mean, I guess we'll find out. Will it damage the suit behind? It's not the biggest issue because you're probably going to have the figure facing forward, but what will this do over time? Where this is a new feature, I'm assuming that there's going to be unforeseen issues that we will find out with this one. But I mean, I still applaud them for trying to figure out something other than the waist clamps, because those things were proven damaging, so that is a plus. Um, Again, this base I think is one of the big positives right now. As you guys know, I've fashioned my whole collection room, my entertainment room, after the Fortress of Solitude. So it's really kind of cool to see a fortress base added to this figure. And once again, here we are with all the accessories. And it looks like there's only the one head sculpt. I'm hoping that they're going to come out with a heat vision head sculpt. And you can see that he's got all the other hands. Just a wired cape. Looks like they're not coming out with that one. No, just drape cape. So you're just going to have to figure out how to. I mean, it'll hold the actual cape down if you don't want it to absolutely drape, but not bad overall so far. And then again, there he is in all his glory, walking forward with his buddy by his side. Again, they've managed to get it to look draped here. So I think the wire will work, but I think an actual drape cape is sometimes preferable over a wired one pretending to be draping. But all right, so there we go. That is the photos on Sideshow's website here. Again, you can go through them if you want to visit their website. There's a bit more of a close-up of the head sculpt. Again, I know we haven't seen everything to it. I'm hoping they don't announce another figure with the extra head sculpt, because that would just be a bad move. This is the set that I have ordered. Yeah, that just brings us back to that. So hopefully when they do update it, they don't bring out a whole new version of the figure, because that's just going to be a terrible move. I did put my order in a little early because I like to make sure I have the order on the ones I really want. And yeah. So here we are. So if you're in Canada, it's showing that it's $400.40 without shipping. So let's just go into pre-order. Now this one, oh well, that's not good. All right, let's try that again. Pre-order, and there we go. And they removed a code. Layaway. So here we are again with Sideshow. The reason I'm not ordering from someone in Canada right now is because they don't have the flexibility that Sideshow does. It's basically all in one shot or in two. And if you've got a lot of stuff on order, it helps to have broken up payments. That being said, this one only shows 3 right now, which is kind of crippling, but hey. So here you can see 5th of the month. I always go to the end of the month just to help me out. And of course, we'll take the 3 because that's the max we have. So it shows $40.04 up front, and then $120.12 in the end of July, August, and September, and that's done. So we're going to apply that payment plan and just see what it does now. Proceed to checkout. All right, let's see this now. We're going to proceed to the checkout. And of course, I'd put in my account information here, but it would just bring me to this, and shipping would be calculated. Tax, honestly, we're not going to be paying any tax on it right away, but trust me, when it crosses the border, depending on what's going on in the world, I know I've mentioned this probably once or twice already. I'm very aware of it with sending books down for CGC and getting figures in. I could go around. I know there's a couple other options for me online, other Hot Toys vendors, but after my experiences with oh my, I've even forgotten their name, the collectibles company that we will not name. After losing that much money, I'm a little more gun shy when it comes to ordering from the third party kind of vendors online. I know there's a couple that are very reputable right now, but again, we all have to do our own research and take our own chances. So for myself, Sideshow is probably the best way forward, unless I can find one locally that would order. And the closest shop that I have would have been Comic Hunter, but I think they opted out of bringing in these figures quite a time ago. So right now for myself, Sideshow's the way. So with that being said, let's head back and just take a look at the figure itself again. And we're going to just do that. All right, guys. So before I finish this up, I just wanted to kind of read a little bit about the figure itself. Obviously, we want to make sure that I just want to make sure that I have all the details. So it is giving the little blurb here about it's the 2025. It's not a reboot. It's a brand new version that they've decided to go with. With Krypto, Sideshow, and Hot Toys are honored to present Superman Krypto 6-scale collectible set capturing the heartfelt bond between hero and K9. Alright, so I think they're giving up a little bit of the story here. That and the massive amount of clips that have leaked online. I'm really trying to avoid them now. Superman's iconic suit is beautifully recreated with a vibrant blue. I don't know about vibrant. It does look good, so I mean, it is going to be more vibrant than other iterations, but you know, it's all about the story, right? 6-scale figure, running proudly beside the hero is Krypto, sculpted with lifelike fur texture. So, movie masterpiece series. Let's go down here. So what's in the box? This is the main thing for me right now. So it comes with authentic and detailed likeness of Superman and Krypto in Superman. One Superman, one Krypto. The Superman collectible 6-scale figure features authentic and detailed likeness of David Cornsweet as Superman in Superman. So it's very close, like I said, but I would like to see a little bit of work on it. Newly crafted head sculpt with separate rolling eye function. Awesome. But I'd also like to have another head sculpt. Movie accurate facial expression with detailed skin texture. Meticulously crafted hair sculpt. Newly developed muscular body with 30 points of articulation. So it's going to be very posable. But again, the suit is what concerns me. You can pose them up as you'd like, but I mean, until we see some videos of how the suit actually handles the posing, then it's a little bit different. Here we go. Approximately 32.5 centimeters tall, newly developed hands with veins and fingernails. 10 pieces of interchangeable hands, including one pair of fists, relaxed, claw gesture hands, flying gesture hands, and keep holding hands. Now, only a couple of these will work with this head sculpt right here, okay? So my issue is don't give him all the posing of the body looking like he's ready to fight and angry, and this is his battle face going in. I mean, I know he should be confident, but I really want that heat vision head sculpt, and preferably a light up one. All right, so we're going to go down. Has a little bit about the costume, bright blue, slightly weathered. Now, I don't really see the slightly weathered in most of this. I see a little bit of it in the S Shield. But my guess is they're going to come out with another version of this figure. And, I mean, for myself, I'd probably order both to put them in different poses. But for the average collector that wants at least some of it, it may be worth it to wait, depending. Wait to see the movie, find your favorite scene. And I know there's damage from the trailers right up here on the suit. So if they do a battle damage suit with a heat vision head sculpt, it'll just give you the other options. But it's kind of shady that they add the heat vision head sculpt only to one or what have you. So right now I'm waiting to see the film and waiting to see if they come out with another version of this figure. That really is what it's kind of cracking down to. I actually find the suit is a decent. Again, I'm going to wait to see on the trunks. The shield, I love the shield. It's Alex Ross, one of my favorite Superman artists, one of my favorite artists. So, I mean, I can't really be angry about the shield. I mean, I don't know if I'd go with it for the Superman just starting out, but again, we will find out. And I guess every Superman director wants to be different. And I mean, the head sculpt is a perfect one for the generic. So if you want a generic Superman from the film, this will be the one. But we will have to see if they come out with a deluxe figure just to add on. But I mean, can you imagine you want to put them into a battle position with maybe another figure, and these are the faces that they're battling with? I mean, the head sculpt looks great. The face looks great. The hair, I think a little tweak will make it a little better, but we need variety in these figures is part of the reason we love Hot Toys, so I'm hoping to see that. And I mean, I'm sure I will, again, in another figure. But who wants to pay $400 for this one and find out 1 month later after the film comes out that there's the battle damage super cool one, and now you have to either cancel that, lose the 40 or less, I guess, pre-order dollars and order the new one, or do you just want to order both? For me right now, if they came out with another deluxe one, I'm definitely going to be ordering both. But again, still a little bit shady, but I got to tell you, in the end, I love Superman, and I really love Hot Toys figures. So either way, I'm sure they're going to improve on these and improve the sculpt on Krypto. But we will see, and we will see in the film if there's any battle damage to the suit, which I'm sure there is, and we will see what Hot Toys does then with a deluxe version or whatnot. But I'm calling it here. There's probably going to be another figure, a special edition or exclusive edition. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps you make your decision whether you're going to pre-order it now, because I do know that some of these limits are a little bit less than they used to be because there's less purchased. Have you ordered it? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you planning on it? If you'd like to see some more of my content, please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or X, Instagram, Vero, TikTok. I'm posting stuff on there regularly. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys all on my next video.